boys! Been watching a lot of Ludwig. Hi, Ugly. It's me, Bussy, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to be sipping some quick tea brewed from the ashes of the All-Star Season 7 finale. We've got Shea, Trinity, and Yvie Oddly speaking out about the editing, Viv's final thoughts on the season, some interviews from Monet and Jinkx giving us more insight about what really happened at that lip sync smackdown Lollapalooza for the crown, because what you see isn't always the truth. And finally, some mystery tea to ponder over from the girls over at Race Chaser. Plus, as a treat, we've got some announcements from Coco Montrese and Alexis Mateo. But first, crikey! Everyone's been asking me, Bussy, where are you watching all these seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race? On streaming platforms I already pay for with the help of award-winning VPN and today's video sponsor, Surfshark. For example, on certain platforms, All-Star 7 is inaccessible to people in the US, but with Surfshark, just one click can take me anywhere in the world, like let's say, Argentina, where every season of every franchise is available to stream. And in addition to unblocking geo-restricted content, I also love using Surfshark to help block ads and trackers, and to help protect my internet traffic from prying eyes like snoopers on public Wi-Fi or my ISP here in my very own home. They're watching. Because best of all, Surfshark's got your back wherever you are with unlimited device login. Plus, there's no risk in just trying it out because Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. And Surfshark's partnered with me to bring my viewers an extra hot deal. When you click the link in the description of my video and use code Bussy, you'll get 83% off and 3 extra months of Surfshark for free. Click the link. Thanks Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. First up, we've got Yvie Oddly talking about her feelings concerning the finale and the overall edit throughout the season. After the finale aired, she posted these messages on Instagram. I just like to remind everybody that we are all winners, and the amount of excellence that was displayed every day was indescribable. So no matter who got crowned what, it would have been the correct choice. That being said, now you've got your cootie shot. I truly wish you could have seen even a quarter of the real journey we experienced together instead of all the strategy BS. But I guess that's what I get for participating in a celebratory is the cursive word there. Participating in a celebratory season of a global reality television franchise. In the end, I'm happy you all enjoyed her hard work and harder play. But these short and sweet messages weren't all she had to say. Later, she posted this Notes app screenshot writing, "Actually decided I'm not done. TBH, my experience was pretty gruesome from the start, and while you can be assured that none of that will make the edit, it doesn't change anything in the moment. Going back, I learned a lot about myself as I was forced to question whether or not I fit into this specific world, even as a winner. But instead of showing any of that struggle, or really any reason for me to be there, I've been lobotomized and presented as some goofy, big-thinged mascot, bravely laughing through my chronic illness. The only part of my truth that was shown was how the girls were my rock in this competition, and how happy it's made me to share any more of my art with you. So for that, I'm truly thankful." And as someone who really fell more in love with Yvie Oddly throughout this season, it does hurt me to see that she was unhappy with how she was portrayed in certain aspects on the show. But I hope that we as fans can show her that her time on the season was not only worth it, but exciting and fun to watch. Next up, Trinity the Tuck, who on my channel I have read a lot of tweets from talking about the production this season. She called out cut jokes from the roast, talked about how the judges did indeed give all the queens negative critiques that they just cut, and is our source about the infamous Raja clapback to Michelle Visage. Girl, I'm sensing a name change, Trinity the Hot Tea. I say as I drink cold iced coffee. For today, I'll start with a tweet she posted after the finale. I've already congratulated Jinkx. Also, huge congrats to our wise one, Raja. To all my sisters, I love you. This was truly an experience with y'all. You all blew my mind every week, and we're all deserving to win. Leading up to the finale, though, Trinity had tweeted this out. "I'm telling y'all what, if queens ever told the real tea, gag." Monet replied to this tweet writing, "Girl." Trinity followed up with a gif of cornbread giving some shady eyes. And a Twitter user wrote in response to this tweet, "We've been heard about that production favoritism, by the way." Trinity responded to this with some eyes emojis. What we see is not always the truth. And Shea was another queen who's not been shy to share her feelings about this season's editing and overproduction. On the finale night, someone tweeted at her, "I'm so mad you fumbled that lip sync." And she responded, "Girl, please. Nothing about that was fumbled. humble. Production played the same tricks they were playing all season to get the results they wanted. I devoured that lip sync mama. But despite her feelings about production tricks, she did take to Twitter to defend the wins of her sisters and peers that night. Someone tweeted out, "Shea Coulee is constantly robbed?" ? To which Shea responded, "Before people post their think pieces, it's important that we remember that this show is purely for entertainment. If you were entertained while watching the show, we did exactly what we were supposed to do. We're all winners and the decision has been made. Major congrats to our newly crowned queen of all queens, Jinkx Monsoon, and she done already had hers, Raja. This season was an epic adventure with the both of you. I'm celebrating you and wish you both nothing but the best." And in an exciting tangential announcement from Shea, it's just been announced she's joining the Marvel Universe as an Ironheart series regular. The Entertainment Weekly article about this doesn't confirm her exact role, but says it's going to be a Disney Plus show. And this show will be based on the character Ironheart, who is an inventor who makes a suit similar to that, but rivaling Iron Man's. Props to you, mama. That's exciting. That's awesome. Next up, the Vivienne, who was also not shy this season to share her thoughts about the editing choices made during, like, let's say, the roast episode. On the 31st, after the finale, she wrote, "Here's to the next chapter. 2.0 is in full swing. I'm so glad I did All Stars. Not only did I have a blast with the cast who made it so special, but it's reinvigorated my drag and reminded me why I love it so much. I get to share a little piece of my art and humor with you." Now let's dig into some of the tea from the interviews Joey Nolfi with Entertainment Weekly did with Monet and Jinkx. They get the important things out of the way first, of course, and Monet is asked, "We need to clarify because most of your sisters in recent weeks seem to think you're fibbing about hooking up with someone on the cast. So who was it? The person it happened with, they know who they are. I'm keeping my mouth shut out of their request. It was not a fever dream, but it happened." She's then asked about how she felt concerning the result of the final lip sync between her and Jinkx. "I was a little gagged because I really felt like I went in on the lip sync. Pound the Alarm was one of my favorite lip syncs, but this one, it's become my favorite lip sync I did on Drag Race. The lip sync bit I did at the beginning, we didn't really get to see it, but I had Shea's and Trinity's lipstick and I pulled out Jinkx's last and I used it to put my lipstick on," which is, I think, the most important part from this little response because that was totally edited out of that final lip sync. Only if you looked really closely could you catch Jinkx's name written on the one that she applied her lipstick with. To get the names on the lipsticks, she said that she Ben de la Cremed the S out of that. As we were leaving the workroom to go to the main stage, I was like, I should do some lipsticks. I grabbed some, asked a PA, "Do you have any white nail polish?" I knew not to ask for white out because they banned white out, and I did it right before we went on stage. So now for future seasons, white nail polish is going to be banned too. And she said, concerning people calling her a robbed queen, their intentions are sweet to say I was robbed and I should have won the lip sync. I don't want people to say it to take away from Jinkx. She did great all season. I think it's less than savory to put the other queen down. It's sweet, but don't do it at the expense of Jinkx's celebration in this moment for a job well done all season. And in this interview, she's asked if this is going to be her last time doing Drag Race. Monet says, "This is definitely my last. I'm done. I'm good. 3 times. I'm good." I'm good. And then there's a follow-up question, unless it's a best friend season with Bob, to which Monet says, "No, I would never do anything with Bob the drag queen except the podcast." Which is interesting because I want to pivot and compare this response to a response that she gave to an interview appearing in Vulture. The interviewer is asking her if she would do something like RuPaul's Best Friend race. Monet says, "No, outright no." And Monet then says, "No. You know what? Here's the only way I'd do Drag Race, a 10-episode arc of just me and Bob, the drag queen, doing Drag Race together. That's the only way I'm coming back." Is it both of you competing against each other or just like a talent showcase? "Oh yeah, it's me and Bob competing against each other and it's me whipping his ass every week, making him my son, as Nicki Minaj would say." This clearly was, though all said and just. I'm sure that she is totally exhausted and tired, I'm sure they all are, of people asking them when they're gonna do All Stars again, literally having just finished the all-winner season. I would be so annoyed. Monet also defended her opera performance in the Entertainment Weekly article because there are still people saying that she lip-synced that. People had the nerve to say that I was lip-syncing, and people will get online and make up anything. They have a thought and they're like, "I know for a fact," but you don't, because I literally didn't do that. It was impossible for me to pre-record it because I switched it the episode before. Spoiler alert, yeah, I was singing to a track for the arrangement because we don't have an orchestra on Drag Race. I was singing to a recording of the song, not my vocals. Next up, Jinkx Monsoon. The big piece of tea that we have in this Entertainment Weekly interview with Jinkx is about the little reaction shot that we saw in Jinkx's lip sync from a couple episodes ago.
I will say that if you notice right after her cartwheel, they like cut it at the very end of her cartwheel.
Jinkx said, "I'd say I did 85% of a cartwheel, and all I can say is that I'm not the editor. I guess they edit out some of the crunch on my cartwheel." And I'll end Jinkx's section with her response to the question, what do you want people to remember most about Jinkx on All Stars 7? I can honestly say production did everything they could do to make sure we had everything we needed to be our very best, and that was so appreciated. The sisterhood we formed throughout the competition every step of the way, I felt that I had everything that I needed to do my very best work. I wanted to play a short clip of Willam and Alaska talking around some tea on a Race Chaser episode recently.
Is it common knowledge about things that happen behind the curtain?
People know that there's more challenges than the girls actually do every season, listed on the sheet with all the outfits and things.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about,
I don't know. Do you know?
the whole situation with all the girls, World of Wonder.
They're drag queens?
Why are you playing dumb now? I'm gonna go to Bussy Queen, first of all.
Oh, bust down Tatiana. What are you doing on Bussy Queen? What's she got to say?
So we're not gonna talk about it.
No, I don't know. I seriously do not know. What are you talking about?
So you want me to talk about it so that it's my fault. So that I'm exposing.
Lord knows what Alaska is talking about here. I mean, Will doesn't even know, so God knows what it is. But this was more like they waved a tea bag in our general direction, and we got a whiff from a distance. Maybe they will find out in a really exciting reunion. Crossing my fingers that someone can pull that together. And now for the bonus tea brewing over in Vegas. There's Alexis Mateo and Coco Montrese, both with announcements about quitting their what seems to be regular gigs. Alexis said, "I've decided to not be a part of the Garden Las Vegas Bottomless Drag brunch. I love Eduardo and the staff there, and I wish them nothing more than a great future. Money isn't everything in an entertainer's life. I'm sure it will be more brunches in my future, but till then, you can catch me at Flamingo, Las Vegas, and Casino for RuPaul's Drag Race Live on select days." And Coco Montrese shared this to Facebook. "Attention, patrons, fans, friends. I pride myself on the majority of my professional career striving to be the MVP in any project or establishment I decide to lend my talent to. When that is disregarded and overlooked, I must make my exit. That being said, I'm announcing my resignation from the Garden Las Vegas effective immediately. I'm not an artist who can grow in uncertainty, but I know this for sure. I will always find a place to plant a seed that will blossom into a beautiful flower. Stay tuned and join me on my next amazing project. Till then, you can find me at Flamingo, Las Vegas for RuPaul's Drag Race Live on select dates, and also still touring the country and abroad with the Benedetti group." I bring up these two announcements from Alexis and Coco because they are so similar. They're both leaving their positions at this one place and announcing that we can find them at the RuPaul's Drag Race Live place in Vegas. And I'm not saying I smell a stunt, but the timing and specificity of these announcements is very interesting to me. And it wouldn't surprise me if we saw these two queens pop up in some kind of RuPaul's Drag Race Las Vegas spinoff or something. Literally just speculating. I have no insider knowledge about any of that. But congrats to both of them on their success and ability to perform in the RuPaul's Drag Race Live Vegas shows. But that's all I've got for you today. I want to thank today's video sponsor, Surfshark. You can check out using the link in the description of this video to get 83% off and 3 months free. I also want to say thanks to you for watching and give a special shout out to Aiden the Individual, Alicia, Angel, Cyrus, Dicky, Felicia, Frankie, Hector, Jeffrey Steinberg, Joseph, Josh, Kyle Hermes, Laura, Lizette, Louis Labrador, Ruff, Luke Peterson, Mark James, Matthew Burns, Matto, Michelle Yorbell, Miss F, Neely, Sailor, Steven, Topher, Neely, and Will and Ton, who are all supporting me at my Bussy Queen Collector tier. See y'all later. Love ya. Bye.